Hey everyone, it's Wednesday and I'm so happy to be here. If you guys have joined our live streams the past 2 weeks, thank you once again for joining us tonight. And if this is your first time, my name is Rachel and welcome to Your Life Sketch, redesigning your life one step at a time. And we are here to help you create a happier, healthier, and wealthier life. So I hope you guys are feeling good. Tonight, we are talking about crossroads. So, crossroads, making life changing decisions. So, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this topic. But before we jump right onto that, I'd like to do a quick recap of what we talked about last week. So, the process of letting go. It was very engaging. A lot of you were sharing your thoughts on the process of letting go. We all agreed that, to make space for the new, we need to let go of the old. The author, Paulo Coelho, said, we cannot continue doing the same things and expect different results. So, from the process of writing our bucket lists and then the art of letting go, and to uh, learning more about crossroads. We all have to go through that process to, establish the change that we want in life. Okay, so we invited somebody from last week's episode to share about her experience on letting go. So we have with us tonight Larry. I'd like to call in Larry to share a bit about her experience. Hi, Larry. How are you tonight?
I feel good.
Good. Thank you
Me.
for joining us. And thank you for being very active. Uh, I know you're serious about going through this preparation process, right? So you started with your bucket list. I know you're good. Last week, letting go. How was the experience like for you?
Liberating. Diba?
Wow.
Liberating. Yeah. Kasi it's like, um, literally and figuratively, really letting go of something, and you can really feel the burden lightening up. So actually, it's summer last year, 2020, when the pandemic started, I actually started doing the Marie Kondo thing. I took pictures of some of my old souvenirs, and I made it into a photo book. I simply remembered what Marie Kondo said in one of the videos I was able to watch. If it makes you happy, keep it. If not,
Mhm.
no, you can take a picture and then just keep all those photos. So I made a photo book. I have a lot of photo book, but it's easier to keep photo books than to have lots of boxes of stuff that you don't know what's going to be their use later on. And after our session last week, I actually did another, letting go. I went through all my stuff again, and I was able to let go of some things again. And it's really liberating because, apart from letting go of some stuff, I also let go of feelings, no, of pain and anger and disappointment over one person. I reached out, although it didn't really turn out good, but then again, I
Mhm.
said to myself, I did what I had to do, and that's more than enough for me. So it's really liberating. That's why that's the word
Wow.
that I use, because you really feel lighter after doing it.
I love how you use the word liberating. Imagine it's one thing, but it has with it a lot of memories, probably pain, experiences, and the mere fact that you see it, it reminds you of all these things. And okay, you mentioned about the souvenir. What did you do with the stuff? Like you gave them away, you donated, you sold
Yeah.
them. What did
Some
you
of
do?
them I gave it away to people, like, kasi nandito sa house at the time yung aming stay out help. And she was
Mm-hmm.
looking at the stuff, and sabi ko, get whatever you want or whatever it is you feel that you can still use. So ko,
Yeah.
otherwise, let me throw it. Sabi niya, ilabay, no? It's a Visayan word. Sabi ko, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because what am I going to do with that? Sabi ko, what? I've been bringing that with me since I was 18 years old. Sabi ko, from Manila, I brought it all to Davao. Sabi ko, maybe it's time to let go. Even the clothes. I was able to sell some of my pre-loved clothes because I'm not basically using a lot of them anyway. I don't really go out. I just go
Exactly.
to the grocery. I'm always wearing the same shirt, white shirt, and same jeans when I go out because I only go out when it's necessary. So I was telling myself, I don't need all this stuff. I just need some. And sabi ko, maybe I really need to let go so that I will have space for new ones if the time comes that I need to buy new ones. No, when I go back to
Okay.
face-to-face teaching.
So now you're in that space where you are preparing yourself in the event that the something new comes up, you're ready. You have the
Yeah.
space for that.
Yes.
Okay, so liberating and moving forward, I'm sure you're just looking forward to all the beautiful, the wonderful things that are bound to happen.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Larry, for sharing that with us. I hope your short story inspires a lot of our viewers to, start seriously, taking letting go as a process of things are not going to change if you hold on to these old stuff. Now,
Yes.
let's jump right on to Crossroads. When we hear the word crossroads, what do you guys think of? What crosses your mind when you hear somebody tells you, I'm going through a crossroad? What do you guys think of? For me, when I hear crossroads, automatically I think of a life challenge or a big problem, right? When we say crossroad, it's like a big decision needs to be made. Yes, people are saying decisions, choices, decision making, major decisions. I would agree because when it's a crossroad, it's something that you have to think over a lot of times. You need to consult people, probably. You need to consider a lot of factors. Okay. But this is one thing that we at Your Life Sketch want to share with you. If we all feel that a crossroad is okay, decision, a problem, probably most of the time we all think it's a negative thing. And as much as possible, we don't want to be going through a crossroad, right? Personally, that's how I feel. I hope I won't need to go through a lot of crossroads, but we'd like to help you see it in a more positive way. Let's all think of a crossroad as an opportunity to choose between different possible paths that can actually change our lives, right? So instead of crossroads being a challenge, let's look at it as an opportunity. Probably to some, it's more challenging and we want to avoid it as much as we can. But the what ifs, the good what ifs, right? So we go through a crossroad, we come up with a decision, and then we look at the results. Okay? But how do we know if it is a crossroad that we are going through? Can you guys share ideas too? Yes, when we say crossroad, to some people, automatic midlife crisis, right? When we are at a certain age, probably late 30s or early 40s, we feel that, most especially career, relationships, we think that, oh, I'm going through a midlife crisis because at this point in my life, I'm just so confused. And it's probably harder to make decisions now because, we tell ourselves that this is midlife, this is normal. Yes, thank you. Intersection in life. So that's a good way to put it also. And so I'd like to share with you a couple of questions that you can ask yourself to clearly identify, is this a crossroad that I am going through? So ask yourself, what aspects in my life do I want to improve on? Do I just want to stay here or I want to get better at a particular skill? What is it that I really want to achieve? Again, focus on your goals. That's why it helps to work on your bucket list because you know what you want to achieve in the long run. Okay, if I make this decision, what are the benefits? What are the consequences? Okay? And what are you afraid of? Always concerned about what other people will say. The unknown, that's the scariest, right? When you don't know, that's what causes anxiety. When the brain cannot tell us what's bound to happen, when it's unknown, we get so scared. Okay, the fact that probably we'll be making the wrong decision. Thank you for sharing that. Fear. Going out of your comfort zone. That's so true, right? That your comfort zone makes you feel so comfortable. I'm good. I'm steady. Why would I want to, you know, uh, open a can of worms? And of course, it's something new. Changes are always, they always pose challenges. So if it's something new, we're not used to it, tendency is we back off. We think that, okay, I'm not ready for this, not at this point. That's why it's important to ask ourselves these questions. Okay, what is your instinct telling you? That's also an important thing that we should consider. Trust your instinct. Will you be harming? Oh, this is a good point. Harming versus hurting. When you make that decision, is it going to be harmful or hurtful? Okay, because there's a difference. When you hurt people, probably you can hurt someone intentionally, right? Or if it hurts someone, okay, they get hurt with your decision, but does it necessarily mean that it's harmful to them? Okay, you'd like to be more concerned about the harm because you don't want anyone harmed by the decision that you're making. So that's a major factor. Are you worried about what other people will think? Yes, for me, I would say that personally. And how will that particular change or that particular decision affect your life? Okay, somebody asked here, what? Oh, this is nice. Thank you for sharing. What would we do if we were not afraid? This is from Who Moved My Cheese, a book by Dr. Spencer Johnson, a book about change. Thank you for the suggestion. I think we should all look into this. Okay, so it's really important that, focus on these guide questions and come up with all the ideas that you can. Once you've identified, okay, these crossroads, what are we going to do with them? The practice here is you list them down, okay? List down all these things that you feel you need to decide about, okay? Physical, mental, emotional, social, financial, occupational, environmental, spiritual. These are different life aspects that we suggest that you look into because these are the things that we prioritize. Okay, so list down. Okay, quick example again. When I mentioned career opportunity, for example, if you are at a stage where there is a career opportunity abroad, but you've been working for a company here in the country for many, many years. Okay, the decision to make is if you fly abroad, probably greener pastures, financially, it's going to be very good for you and your family. On the other hand, if you leave, you'll be leaving your kids who are still very young. Okay, I would say that's a crossroad. Okay, and it affects both your financial and the emotional aspect. Okay, so list down crossroads like that, and of course, identify which aspect is affected and start ranking them. Now that you've listed, you've ranked them from 1 to 8, what do we do next? Sometimes, when we are going through crossroads, we also give ourselves a lot of excuses, especially when, okay, we did the practice, right? Listed down, ranked them, and financial came out top of the list, and you don't like it, or you refuse to accept that what? Money is more important than this other thing, sometimes we will be in denial. We could be in denial. So accept what is because it's what came up. Then probably You wouldn't have been thinking of that thing if that is not most important to you. So that's very for top acceptance. Okay, do not resist. Second, trust your instinct. Yes, it means we need to address that first because it came up, so we know that your instinct is already telling you it's important for you. Okay, so trust it. Do not doubt. You carefully went through the process, so most likely you are on the right track. Okay, act on it. All the planning that we do, all the preparation uh, would not create results if we will not act on them. Action is uh, very, very important. So maybe, like me, a lot of us practice, procrastinating. It's high time that, we awaken ourselves and remind each other that we don't want to waste any more time. Let's stop procrastinating. Okay, so act on it, take action. And of course, surround yourself with people who will support you. Sometimes the challenge that most people face is that we know what we want, but because we rely on the support of our external environment, sometimes it's harder for us to act on because we feel that people around us don't support us, most especially probably family. If you are very close with family and they do not support you with a particular decision, then you say, I'm not going to do it because my family doesn't like it. Okay, so surround yourself with people who will support you, communicate with them, and I guess you know they'll be more open to supporting you if they know what you're driving at. Okay, thank you. Priority physical then mental. How do we know? Thank you, this is a very good question. How do you think we know if our instinct is right? Because we keep saying and we hear from people, right? Trust your instinct. What do you guys think? How do we know if it's right? For me, okay, my instinct, okay, instinct is gut feel. Okay. That's why I kept on saying you have to, okay, you went through the process and something came up, and then sometimes you're in denial. Trusting your instinct means when you see that this, you feel good about it. Okay. If you feel good about something, then most probably your instinct is right. I always, uh, say this when I'm speaking with other people. When it's about decision making, there is no right or wrong decision. Okay, the right decision is anything that makes you feel good, makes you feel happy, gives you peace. So my keyword is peace. If it's something that brings peace to your life, then I would say that is the right decision. We need to let go of, thinking that these are the right things to do, these are the wrong things to do, because probably what is right for me may not be that right for you, or vice versa. Right? So, whatever gives you peace, whatever makes you feel happy and feel good about yourself, then probably that is the right decision for you. Again, this is Rachel. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I'll see you again next week, Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the evening. This is Your Life Sketch, redesigning your life one step at a time.